refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm out here in Dubai, and I've got to say I'm delighted to be joined by Badia Samreen again, Jordan's finest boxer, future world champion, right?
Hopefully, yeah, definitely.
Listen, I'll look on out to Dubai because I get to meet you, and for people that haven't seen you fight, they might have seen you fight on the Tommy Fury Jake Paul undercard, and obviously the Joshua undercard as well. So, yeah, you're doing all the right things. You're unbeaten. You're in the lightweight division, which right now is a hot division. So, how's things going, really?
Man, alhamdulillah, everything is good. I really can't complain. I'm in the best country ever, and I have the best team, to be honest, next to me, and I'm healthy mentally, physically, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here and just do what I do best, man.
Well, that's it. Let's talk about your last fight then. It was on the Tommy Fury Jake Paul undercard. It took you less than a round, really. You got him out there quite quick. So people that don't know may not have seen you fight before, and if they have seen you fight and they did watch the Jake Paul Tommy Fury undercard, they might not have seen much of you because you didn't give them much. So how would you describe the way you approach the game and your fighting style?
Well, first of all, man, I'm a sharp counterpuncher, you know. I don't look. It's just I don't look for mistakes. I make them fall in traps, you know. So I'm ready for what he's gonna do wrong. This is what I made him do wrong, you know. And so does my previous opponents too. This is what I actually think is the best thing I have. Is I make good traps and I make them fall into the traps because they don't have any other choice just to fall into the trap, you know. And I don't give second chances. You fall in the trap once, you're gonna get it.
Well, listen, that's the perfect way. Listen, if you haven't seen Badia fight, make sure you tune in next time he does fight. So that being said, when are you next out? When are you fighting next?
Well, hopefully July. We're looking to get a fight in July, but we don't know yet. But I'm always ready. I'm fit. I train every day, all day, and my weight is good. So whenever a shot comes, I'm ready for it.
We spoke obviously about that. You being a lightweight, and you used to walk around at 70 plus kilos, but now you're hovering around. You're staying in the 60s right now. And your last fight was at 140. For people that don't know the kilos, at 140 pounds. You do fight at 135 pounds. Like I said to you, that lightweight division is hot. It's really, really hot right now. And for people, especially coming from the Middle East and this Middle East boxing scene, it's hard for them to maybe get their name out there. Because obviously the UK fighters, the US fighters, Mexican fighters, they almost dominate the boxing scene right now. So for you, what do you have to do to get your name in amongst the top guys in this lightweight division?
Well, I just have to keep doing what I'm doing, you know, stay fit, stay sharp, learn new things, and keep winning. And I take every how you want me to say it, everything that I get, I will just take it. And every fight that I fight, actually, I think of it as a world title fight, so I train like it's a world title fight. That's why I take it serious when I train. But why did I fight also on 140 pounds, which is 63.5 kilos, is because I had only 12 days notice for that fight. So that's why I always like to stay ready as much as possible and stay close to my weight class, you know. I used to walk around 72 kg, 73 kg, but nowadays I just walk around 66, healthy and perfect, fine.
Do you have to maybe come to the UK for a fight? Do you think you might have to face some of the UK's, like a Maxie Hughes, a Gary Cully type fighter, to obviously Gary's Irish, he's fighting in next week in Dublin in the Katie Taylor undercard, but do you need to maybe fight one of the UK fighters that's got a name to get your name out there as well?
Well, I don't really mind actually. I'm open to fight anywhere as long as it gets me to the next level and to the next further step further to the world title fights. Obviously, I would go anywhere, and big props to Maxi and all the other guys. But I would love to share the ring with them. No disrespect, no hard feelings, but this is the sport. But I would love to.
Let me put you on the spot then. Obviously, the lightweight division, like I said to you, is hot. We've got Lomachenko, Devin Haney coming up. Maxie Hughes looks like he's fighting George Kambosos. We've got Gary Cully fighting next week. We've got Shakur Stevenson in a division. We've got Tank Davis in a division. Ryan Garcia's moved up. We've got Isaac Cruz in a division. It's a It's a badass division. Of all them names I've mentioned, there might have been one I've missed. Who would you like to face? If you had your choice, if you had a promoter and a manager's hat on right now, which name would you pick to fight?
Right now?
Right now.
If I could?
Yeah.
I mean, I met Devin Haney in Saudi, and I like the way he fights, and I think it would be an amazing fight. I mean, he's a very nice guy, and I met his brother too, and he's a very nice guy. So, I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? And maybe in a couple of years it would actually happen, because this is where I'm aiming to. I'm aiming to the top, and all of them, Shakur, Gervonta, and Devin Haney, they're all on the top, and I would love to have them. But I would like to give Garcia good rounds, you know, because I don't think he would like my traps, you know. He fell into a good trap from Gervonta Davis, which I would probably do as well, but I have even more traps for him. Why not?
Listen, buddy, man, keep working hard. I'm sure you'll get to the top and you'll end up fighting these names. But you mentioned Devin Haney, so I want to leave one last question with you. Devin Haney, Lomachenko, happening, is it next week? Next week. Who wins?
Haney all day, every day. Haney has one thing, which is the most important thing in the sport, which is the jab. And I don't think Lomachenko can move around those jabs, because there's one thing about boxing a lot of people don't understand, is more mentally actually than physically, you know. And when somebody is a champ, okay, and when somebody is hungry, young, and training like a lion, okay, I don't think Lomachenko wants to prove himself, you know. There's nothing else to improve. I mean, he was one of the top amateur boxers, and he did everything he could in the program, and he would definitely be remembered for the whole history, you know. In the history of boxing, he will be always remembered. But it's just when the hunger is gone, it's gone, you know. And Devin,
you feel like the hunger's gone from Lomachenko?
I think so too, because he's been through a lot, man. He's been through hundreds of fights, you know, let alone the amateur fights, and he's been through surgeries and all that stuff. He proved himself to be a champion, and he was a champion and still is a champion in a lot of people's eyes. But the hunger that after you get hit, you know, with so many shots, or when you get frustrated because you can't hit someone, okay, the hunger can go away real quick, rather than when somebody's young and has a lot to prove and still wants to be the champion. I don't think it will go away as quick as if Lomachenko's hunger is gone. So,
well, sorry for cutting you off there, buddy, but listen, we'll find out next week if you're right or wrong, and it's going to be a fun fight. But like I say, there's still more fights coming along tonight out here in Dubai. It's a nice little hub for boxing. You've boxed out here a couple of times yourself, so it's always fun to come out to Dubai, and it's always a pleasure to see you again, buddy. Until the next one, brother. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. You know it. Thank you.
I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.